Well, we clocked the T-Rex to 32 miles an hour.
Say again.
We have a T-Rex.
Hold on to your butt.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, this is Spider, and we are back with another review. And today we're taking a look at the Hammond Collection Jurassic Park Tyrannosaurus Rex. This figure released back in 2021 and based on the appearance of Rexy from the original Jurassic Park. So to get things started, let's take a look at the packaging. Alrighty, here we have the box, which is rather large. Let's take a quick look at this. You got a nice glossy T-Rex on the front there. You got Hammond Collection. You got the name of the dinosaur. You got the inside of the box, which is like jungle, but like amber colored. So that's kind of neat. You got the back of the box. You get Jurassic Park logo. Seems to be like a 3D render of the figure, which is kind of odd. You get an image from the movie and a little bio. If you want to pause, read that. You got the side of the box. You got the Hammond Collection logo. You get the other side. Hammond Collection, a nice image of the T-Rex. Then Jurassic Park logo, which looks very nice. Always loved the original logo. You got the top of the box, another glossy T-Rex and some mechanical kind of detail, I guess. And you get the bottom of the box with a bunch of words and whatnot. And that's pretty much it for the box. And yeah, it's an okay design. I guess it's supposed to be kind of like a cage of the T-Rex, I suppose, because you get like these detail here, and then you got the bolts on the side, and I don't know, it's kind of odd, but anyways. That's enough about that. On to the figure! Alrighty, here she is. And I have spent quite a bit of time with this figure since I filmed the unboxing, so hopefully I won't spend half of this video saying, oh my gosh, it's so big, like I did in that one. Now, do beware there is some slight assembly required with this figure. You do have to plug the tail into the body when you get it out of the box, but it's not too difficult to do. So, to get this started, we should take a look at the articulation. Okay, so I brought the figure a little closer to the camera so you can get a better look at the articulation. So to start off on the mouth, can open that far, and it is ratcheted, which part of me kind of wish it wasn't, because you do just get those clicks. So either wish there was more clicks or just wasn't a ratchet at all, so I could have a bit more choice of like where the mouth opens. But you also got the tongue, which can move up and down. You get a joint right here, so you can get some side to side. Get a little bit up, a little bit down. You get some movement here as well. So you get a little bit of movement. For some reason, this joint is more limited than this one. Don't know why. So I can like do a little bit of that. Get a little bit of up. Get a little bit of down. And you got this torso piece here, so you can get quite a bit of up movement there. And a little bit of down movement there, so you can get it to look pretty decent amount down, and pretty much all the way up. So that is pretty dang cool. Though do be aware of the torso joint. It has a tendency to get a little loose, so be aware of that when messing with it. Now, we got the itty bitty little T-Rex arms here. Now, for some reason with the shoulder joint, I don't know why they positioned it this way, but it's right there, so when you make the arm go up, it just does that. Like, that's it. I don't know why they wouldn't position it more here, so when you put the arm out, it would go out this way instead of going out that way, because it doesn't look like the arm is going out. It looks like the T-Rex is going like, nudge, nudge, nudge. Like, it just Like it's trying to nudge you with its elbow. It just doesn't... I don't understand that joint. That's the one thing on this figure that I really don't like. Like, there's some other nitpicks I have with the figure, but that's the one thing that bugs me the most. That position of that weird shoulder position joint. It just doesn't make sense. Anyways, the arm can move all the way around. Oi, bumping the camera. Apologies. You do get a little bit of an elbow joint, but it is quite limited. You can't get much of a bend out of it, unfortunately. And the hand can move as well. It can really just go up. It can't really go down all that much, because it's just the way it's molded. So yeah. Also, elbow rotation and wrist rotation. So, arm articulation is a little limited, but it's a T-Rex. You're not really going to be focusing on the arms all too much, but something you're going to be focusing on is the legs, which are big and beefy. Look at them legs, quite big. So, the hip can go all the way around. Yeah, there we go. It can also go out as well. So we can go in and out like that. Not a lot, but the fact that they included it at all is pretty dang cool. You do, of course, get a knee bend that I forgot to loosen up before this review, so... So yeah, get a pretty dang nice bend at the knee. And then you get this joint. Which can move like that. You get a rotation. And you get the ankle. You stuff with that. Rotation. And fairly certain you can get some tilt out of... No? Is there no ankle tilt? I thought there was an ankle tilt. No, there doesn't seem to be an ankle tilt. Well, that's unfortunate. Is there one? Hang on. I can't tell. So, it doesn't seem like there is one, but there could be, and I'm just stupid. Now we come to the tail. You got a ball joint here. You go a bit around. You get another ball joint here. This one is a bit more limited. And then the rest of the tail is a bendy wire. Or at least, I guess it's a bendy wire. It doesn't feel like a bendy wire, but it's rubber and you can bend the tail. But it doesn't feel like your traditional bendy wire. It almost feels like there's like joints inside the rubber, like regular joints, which is interesting. But I suppose it would be sturdier than a bendy wire, because if you bend the wire too much, eventually it'll snap. But if there's just regular joints in there, then that's not going to happen. But again, I don't know if that's actually what's in there or not. So I don't know. So you can get some nice little bending in the tail. We should get a little bit more, but hey, it's better than the whole tail just being stiff, so I ain't complaining too much. So we'll just straighten out the tail there. And yeah, overall, the articulation on Rexy is really dang good. I am liking it. I'm very much appreciative of my nice, big, articulated T-Rex. Because you don't get a lot of articulated dinosaur toys. Usually they're just big, stiff bricks, and honestly, it's kind of annoying. Like, they look cool, but they can't move. And it's, I don't know, like, you'll be lucky if their jaw opens at all. It's just, I don't know. So to get a fully articulated T-Rex, like, whew, it's nice. It's very nice. So, yeah. Lovely articulation on the big ol' Rexy. Now, we shall bring it in closer once again to take a look at them details. Why'd I flip it around? I don't know. I just felt like it. Okay, so there's the one big thing that everybody's been talking about, and that is the eye. See, the eye is kind of like a glass eye. It's not your traditional, like, painted eye, so you can see the pupil is right there. Oh, you actually can see it. I'm surprised I was able to catch it on camera. It usually doesn't appear too well. But yeah, you can see the little pupil in there. So, like, it kind of works, but it kind of doesn't. Sometimes, like, in certain positions, the pupil doesn't come through at all, so it just looks like you have a dead eye, and it doesn't always look the greatest. But when it does work, it doesn't look too bad. But thankfully, later releases in the Hammond collection will fix this. Like, the eye on the Spinosaurus is done much better on this one than on this one. So, yeah, a little sad that it didn't work super great on this one, but they do fix it later. You get all the nice detail and paintwork on the face, which just looks lovely. Like, my goodness, this is a beautiful girl. Look at her. Oh, she's so nice. Then you open up the mouth, and there's such a cool detail with the mouth. The tongue is rubbery, and so are the gums. Look at it. It moves. That's so cool. So when you close the jaw, they actually move with it. That is such a cool detail. I love that. I love it. Oh, that's so cool. And you get the inside of the mouth. Pretty cool. You got the bottom of the inside of the mouth, and I do think it is painted. Yeah, I do think there is some, like, darker paint. Yeah, I think there is some, like, paint on there to, like, give it definition. At first I thought it was just, like, shadows and stuff, but I'm pretty sure there is some details there. It's on the roof as well. Oh, it might just be on the roof as well. Can't really see it because the head can't turn that much, but there's a little bit of detail on the roof of the mouth as well. You got the gums, which are nicely detailed as well. So that is very cool. You got, like, the sculpt work on it is very nice, and the paint work is excellent. Looks very, very nice. You get this part of the neck, which is more of a rubbery material for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why they did that. I assume maybe to allow for more movement? I don't know. I don't know why they decided to make this joint rubbery, but they did. With the nice kind of like speckle work on there. You get the nice stripes and everything. You got the claws. You got the outside claw is bigger than the inside claw, which I think is accurate to the films, as far as I can tell. I don't know, there's not a lot of shots that focus in on the T-Rex arms, but I think that is accurate. I don't like it, though. It looks weird to me. I wish the inside claw was bigger, not the outside one. But, like I said, I think it is accurate to the film, so can't complain too much. But I can't complain about how the claws are so dull. Look at how round that claw is. That's in it. And the teeth as well. That's another thing I don't really care much for. Because this is technically a kid's toy. Like, the box says ages 8 and up. They had to round off all the sharp bits to make it more kid-friendly. Which, yeah, that kind of doesn't look very good. But what can you do? Alright, so we'll move over down the body. You got the big old legs, which look very nice. You get the nice dark on the thigh, then it goes more lighter towards the back. And you get the big old dino feet, which, as many people have already pointed out, are a little too big. Probably made them bigger so they could help stand up the Rex without any trouble of it falling over. So they made them a bit bigger. But they do seem to be fixed on later releases in the Hammond collection. Once again, the Spinosaurus feet are more accurate to the film. They were able to make them smaller, and it still has a good balance. So, yeah, so really any issues that this figure had, they kind of would fix it on later figures. But it does make you kind of wish there wasn't a problem to begin with. So this was a little bit better, but whatever. You got the underside. You get the nice tan underbelly, which is pretty much the same shade all the way through. And then you got a little Jurassic Park logo at the bottom of the foot. That's a neat little detail. You got the lighter on the back of the thighs, or just the legs in general. And then you got the little dew claw, which is painted on both legs. So that's nice. Wish it was a little bit more defined instead of just completely molded into the leg, but hey, it's there, it's painted, looks nice. We'll take a look at the other side too. Just a quick little glance. Like that. Tail with all the black straps, and yeah, overall just the paint and sculpt and everything, just very nicely done. Very nice work on the big old T-Rex. Now, the darker paint, so like stuff on the thighs and like the stripes and whatnot, this will change depending on what figure you get. So sometimes they will be done better, sometimes they'll be done a little kind of iffy, but overall, they still look pretty nice. But yeah. So overall, Rexy is looking good. Looking very good. Looking very fierce. Look at that. Look at that beast. Look at that beastly face. This is so cool. It's just such a cool, fun figure. Just the fact that this exists. Like, man, kids today really are spoiled. Like, we didn't get this kind of stuff. Even back in my generation, we didn't get stuff this cool. Like, just look at this thing. It's also pretty dang hefty, too. I measured it earlier today, and if I remember correctly, it was like 5 ounces short of 2 pounds. So, yeah, it ain't small and it ain't light. But, speaking of size, we're pretty much done with talking with the figure, so let us get on to the size comparisons. To start this part of the video off, as always, here it is with a Lego minifigure. With the Packet Destruction minifigure Mothra. With the Packet Destruction minifigure Godzilla. And because this figure is, or the whole Hammond collection line is 3 3/4 inch scale, I thought we would compare it with a 3.75 inch scaled figure. The Galaxy of Adventures Luke Skywalker. I would have compared it with a human character from the Hammond collection line, but I don't have any, so this is the best I got. Alright, here it is with the previous Hammond collection figure I reviewed, the Triceratops from the first Jurassic Park. So you can see how they scale with each other. And here it is with another big dinosaur figure I have, the Bandai 12-inch Final Wars Godzilla. It's actually a little bit taller. Although her knees are bent, so probably would be a bit even height if I straightened that out. And finally, here we have it with the previous review, the NECA Predator 2 Elder Predator from 2011. Alrighty, now that we're done with all that, it's measuring time! I don't know why I shouted that so much. Alright, this is a little bit better. I got the figure fully straightened out, fully in view, and standing at its full height, so we can get a better idea of its proper scaling. So, come at the head here, and it is a little over 9 inches tall. So, pretty dang tall. I actually have to extend it even more to get the length. Goodness. It is a little over 24 inches, about 24.5 inches long, so, oh boy, it big. Okay, so that is pretty much it for that, and honestly, I think Mattel made the right call with switching to a smaller scale when they made the Hammond collection, because the earlier Amber collection was 6-inch scale. And my goodness, I can only imagine how much bigger the T-Rex would be if they ever wound up making it in that line. Like, geez, where would you even have put it? Not to mention how expensive it would have been. So yeah, switching to the 3 3/4 inch scale was definitely the right call. Now, overall, T-Rex is pretty dang cool. If you couldn't tell by me basically gushing all over this figure for the majority of the review, I really like this thing. It's a lot of fun. It's really cool. Definitely one of the best T-Rex figures ever made. Because, I mean, how many can, move like this and also look this good? Like, man. They did a good job. They did a dang good job with this one. Now, if you did want this figure for yourself, unfortunately it's not in stock in stores anymore. And on eBay, it has skyrocketed in price. I hate when figures do that in the aftermarket. And it is ridiculous. Like, if you wanted this figure, it's like $100 out of the box. If you wanted it brand new, it's like $300 at the cheapest. Man, why do figures have to go so much? Go high up so much? I can't speak. I'm so frustrated. Why do figures have to be so much in the aftermarket? The Triceratops was the same case if I remember correctly. It's also really expensive nowadays. It just sucks. Because it means less people get to experience the joy that is this figure. Because it's so expensive. Like, no one in their right mind should be paying $300 for this dang thing. Like, it's cool, but it ain't that cool. So, yeah, especially since it was only like $50 originally. I think it was like maybe like 52 at some stores. So it's like, why? Why is it that much nowadays? It just... So, yeah, if you do want this figure, I recommend trying to find a cheaper one. Like, I don't recommend paying any more higher than like 100. 100 is the most you should be paying for this. Like, that's the maximum. Because otherwise, it's just... Even 100 is kind of pushing it for this guy. Like, yeah, it's cool, but... Or, sorry, gal. But, anyways, that's pretty much it for the review. Hope you all enjoyed. See you later. Sayonara. Bye.